I did not realize I was muted the whole time. That sucks. I gotta make sure I don't let that happen. Damn. Damn. Well, okay then. That should be fine. Let's just keep watching this.
Your laps of where no one will kill themselves because it'll look hacky. No one wants to be the comment that goes, Brody did his better. Brody's suicide was so much better than...
I did it first. #1 trending on Twitter. What did you do?
8 till I die.
Wait.
What did you do?
8 till I die.
Okay, sounds good, I guess. It's an experimental feature, but I really like it, how it captures the audio itself. It helps a lot.
Die, not you die, I die. This is what...
Though I guess it is a bit louder on, because my mic is like right next to the speakers. So I tried making like a little cover for the mic, just to like block out like background noises, but all it really did is make it sound way more crispy. And I don't even know how it did that. But, you know, what can you do?
What's horrible about comics is that you can find light in anything. I talked to a comic.
Horrible, but also it's a blessing and a curse, man. Like we're conditioned to find the light side of a dark moment. Like
all I could think when I posted the video of Brody was he was like, how many likes did it get? Because you know that's Brody's brain.
Yeah.
Did any negative comments?
I didn't start crying until he was trending #1 on Twitter, and Rick Ingram tweeted out that he's like, Brody would have loved this. Brody would have loved that he was trending. That's when I started crying.
Do you remember I was in
#1, if I had known that, I wouldn't have killed myself.
I was in an Undateable taping, and he was doing Periscope for the warm-up, and he was like, Adam Ray goes Periscope Live. He goes, from Seattle, knows who Jay Buhner is, went to Kellogg Middle School, he gets it, has seen the rain.
God, man, he was
He's a legend.
Yeah.
There's, you know.
You're still eating that thing? Jesus Christ, this is like an episode of Little Man versus Food.
When we did Birdcast, you promote your
3
podcast
hours.
on this show, yeah?
Yeah.
3
You
hours.
said it was one of your...
Oh, wait a minute. Is the thumbnail the same? Oh, no. Hang on. Let me see what I can do here. Let me just... Can we change the thumbnail? I don't really know how to. It's just kind of like that. It might be something I'd have to just change like after the fact, once it's all said and done. So, oh well. We'll just wait for that.
Longest episodes. I've never gotten so many tweets or DMs in my life because the episode ended with Brad was going to Guam the next day. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
He was going to Guam the next day, and we went on this tangent of Guam puns, where we started talking about like.
I want to Guam.
You're not gonna.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you're gonna remember it.
I do remember that.
But we were crying
if
laughing.
you want to Guam around the world.
God damn it, man! I totally remember that.
It was almost a 4-hour episode.
Dude.
That's the best thing about.
And Bert, I even told you this. I was in Guam, and then people walk up to me and go, "You can Guam if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. But if your friends don't Guam, then don't Guam with her. No friends of mine." Yeah.
We can Guam. We can Guam if we want to. Oh my God! Here's the great thing about what we do is you need one rich friend to pay for everything. Bill Burr's hemorrhaging money. It's like, yeah, more something's burning one day that'll pay off. What would you guys do if you could do like a show on the road
So we actually had this idea.
called A Man and a Half?
We do
Oh,
a
shit.
competitive miniature golf show, and we call it Putt Up or Shut Up.
We like this.
We have people that are having a dispute, and in order to settle the dispute, they go on Putt Up or Shut Up, and whoever wins in the miniature golf game wins the dispute.
If you lose, what's the punishment?
We would have to create those.
Anal
but yeah.
beads. Anal beads.
Anal bead punishment. Also a great sponsorship.
And a good band name. It's a old Brody line. I've been here for all of my sets. I know how badly I do.
Guys, I just booked another movie in Chatsworth, a solo scene on a yoga mat.
That should have gotten a laugh on Cadence alone.
Oh, fuck. It's so great being a stand-up comic.
It's the best, dude.
So listen, if you're watching this and you want to be a stand-up comic, do it. Just go to an open mic and do it. And you'll form a group of friends that are
That you'll
It's
never
the-
worry about offending.
Oh,
that you can talk about
so
anything with.
great. You have no idea the texts you'll get. The texts you'll get are so hilarious and inappropriate.
Your friends will bake you baked potatoes in Salt Lake City. What was
with
it?
onions and a little bit of bacon, but not real bacon because someone's got a religious issue with it.
Hashtag kosher for life.
God damn it, man. I love this life. I'm the happiest I've ever been.
More than in college when you were the Van Wilder
Way
partier.
happier. I was so lost then, man. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I was like, maybe I'll sell boats. Maybe I'll sell carpet in East Georgia.
Sell boats.
Didn't you think you were going to be in Creed at one point?
They thought
You
they were going
would've
to be in me.
Yeah.
By the way, this is the drunkest Something's Burning I've ever done. Ever done.
I love that.
We're honored.
I ran into the drummer of Creed in Orlando. I did Orlando a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago, and we hung out and partied.
Yeah, Rockstar Life.
Yeah, you know.
It's cool to hang out with rock stars, though, isn't it? Do you think they want to be comics more, or we want to be them more?
I think comics want to be rock stars more than rock stars want to be comics.
Yeah, but then a lot of rock stars try to be comics. I mean, when you saw Celine Dion,
Yeah.
She did stand up?
dude,
Oh, do we have 20 more minutes of film?
Hold on.
For my
Keep
Celine
going.
Dion Vegas
I can't
story?
wait to hear this.
Yo.
What's up with having a big husband you're not in love with that's 40 years older than you, huh?
Not far off at all from
Yeah.
what she actually said. Celine Dion's done probably hundreds of thousands of shows. She's got so much game tape to go back to. My buddy hits me up. We're in Vegas for the Crapshoot Comedy Festival.
Yep.
And he's like, hey, my wife's sick. Do you want to go to the Celine Dion concert? I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
He goes, we can smoke a blunt and go. I'm like, where do I meet you? You know, so we
I'm a
go.
grown-up lemon.
Dude, we're sitting like 8 rows back, and she does a few songs up top, and then there's probably 15, 20 minutes of just like, everything was a song opportunity. She was like, this is so great to be here, to be here, to be here, to be here. This is my guitar player. Jose's been with me for 15 years. For 15 years. He's been with me for 15 years.
This
And
is
you're
Jose. Jose, can you see?
and my buddy and I are sitting there like, what the f is happening? Like, why isn't she just going on the set list? And then she comes out in a different quick change. She's in an all yellow dress, and she comes out and she goes, look at me. She's like, I'm so yellow. I'm so yellow. I'm so yellow, yellow. And we're like, no one's disputing the color. Fuck, what's happening? And she's like, I'm so yellow, yellow. And then she stops and turns and then looks back to the stage and just goes, I'm like, Celine Dion. And I'm just stoned enough to be like, that's the funniest thing I've heard in my entire life.
Dijon.
I'm like, I'm not against Celine puns that are condiment oriented.
Hardcore.
All I can imagine is some guy backstage being like, the Dijon pun works.
She comes out in panties. I'm like, Celine, you're on. You get on me and you get I don't know. You're an old man. Whatever.
All this
comes out with a dildo. I'm Celine Pardon.
nice, dude.
Good try.
You got beers?
Yep, we got Vietnamese beers.
God.
I saw Tiger and assumed it was Vietnamese.
Vietnamese beers endorsed by Robert Kraft.
Hey, okay. Me, I am wasted.
You too?
How am I gonna explain this to my wife? I stayed on the cleanse tonight. I had steak, a twice baked potato.
Oh
That's not real,
shit!
is it?
Oh, did he just fucking fall? Oh. Oh my god, that's horrible.
Oh, that's not real, is it?
Yeah, I think it's real.
Oh, that's very real. That was very real.
Oh my God.
That's very real.
That
Wait,
really
are you okay? Are you okay?
Wait a second.
That's
okay?
fucking insane,
Hold on, you
dude.
going to sleep?
It was reaching for the
I saw that. I saw you reach for the thing handle and realize it wasn't a door handle. You're like, that's not a bike.
And I was like, there's no way that's happening right now.
Once I started going, my head was too big. I couldn't go back down.
Well, that's how you end the show, everybody. I don't want to kill Brad on this show. Sit back up.
Do you want me to climb?
No,
don't forget that.
You're right. 2 drink Brad. We got him wasted.
There's no way that just happened just now. That's too funny.
Oh my God.
Are you okay?
That's scary. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Yeah, he's
Okay.
fine. That's
There's
the best
no
part.
shot.
Dwarves don't get hurt when they fall.
One more beer.
Dude,
Yeah.
we have to cheers that you're still alive.
And you guys were like wrapping up. We're almost out of
Yeah.
battery.
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
Hey, do you want stirrups?
Fell.
Yeah, you did.
I'm
By the way,
surprised
that
I didn't
might
explode
be
into
the
sprinkles.
most- Did you guys get eyes on it? Do we have it?
Ain't no
That was
way.
one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time.
This episode has had everything.
I said to someone recently, there's nothing better than Brad ice skating. A little person ice skating
you ice skate?
is the.
It's on my Instagram.
It's like a speed skater, but in
Yeah.
fast motion.
It's basically like if a figure skater got the star from Super Mario Brothers.
It is the funniest thing, and not in a deprecating way, but in a funny, like, bring joy to your life.
Like-
You actually played hockey. You were legit.
Yeah. I played hockey for a while.
Not goalie. This has been a home run. When do you guys want to do it again?
What are you doing tomorrow?
What are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Dude, I could do another episode. Hey, if you guys want to see another episode, tag it in the comments. Say, hey, bring back About Last Night. Tag them.
Yeah.
Tag Brad and.
That's crazy though that he fell like that. It's just because like you don't think about that kind of shit when people like Brad Williams are on screen. You're just like, oh, he's just there to have fun and like party and stuff. And then he fucking fell out of his seat drunk. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's horrible. I shouldn't even be laughing, but they're laughing, so I don't know what the deal is. I just can't believe he's okay. Like, I genuinely just... He is one hell of a man. Or half of a man, I guess. Oh my god, that's horrible. Jarvis, jork it a little bit. Oh my god. What else we got? Russian Badger, Gabriel. Fluffy.
Hey, I'm Gabriel Iglesias. That's Gabriel Iglesias.
Fluffy is probably one of the best comedians out there, and I'm not even joking. Like, I went to see his show once in person, and that was really special to me because that was the first time, like, I heard him tell the story of how he, like, broke up with his girl, and, like, that was crazy because it was crazy because nobody else had much information on it. And like when I tried to Google it after the show to be like, is he for real? I mean, obviously he's for real, but because he just told it. But that's something you should like say in a like big special or something, like how he did at Stadium Fluffy. But like no. He just told a whole bunch of random people that he broke up with his girl, who was like a huge part of his stories that he's told about his son. And it's just like listening and watching to him for so many years, it like I genuinely felt like bad for him, as if this was my homie telling me about his recent breakup. It just didn't feel real. And that's why I believe it's always a good idea, a great idea, that if your favorite artist or just generally favorite celebrity is coming to your town, it's probably a good thing just to, if you have like the funds for it, go and buy a ticket to see them. 'Cause it's a truly special experience. And sometimes you get experiences from those moments and stories from those moments that you can cherish forever because you know, like, that stand-up session was specifically meant for you. Like, it was actually, like, meant for you. But it just sucks, though, because a lot of the tickets nowadays for, like, the biggest artists are, like, so huge. And it's just, like, I mean, I got lucky because I got these really good seats to go see Katy Perry with my Nana, because she's part of the reason I was able to, well, probably the main reason I was able to get through college, because of her and my papa, who sadly isn't with us anymore, but his influence is still there and it's still great. And it's all because of him and my Nana that I was able to graduate from college and get through college. So I really wanted to pay her back in a special way. And that was to get tickets to one of her favorite song artists, Katy Perry. And I was looking around on Ticketmaster because I know how, like, expensive it can be, and I know there's a bit of, like, hot water surrounding the organization. But to be honest, I just don't really trust anything else. Like, Fandango, I never bothered with. Like, I don't go to anywhere else. I just know Ticketmaster was, like, the main thing you go to get tickets for a special event you want to go to or participate in. So, yeah, and it's just like, but it was so great because when we actually got there, it was so simple to get in. Like, despite how many people were actually there, like, I'm pretty sure she didn't sell out the place, I don't think, but there was still, like, more people there than I could have ever imagined. And this was at the Little Caesars Arena. So, but it was a great show. I had a real fun time. I love Katy Perry. I think out of all the, like, okay, I'm not going to say it, but she is one of my favorite artists from the 2000s. And even nowadays, her music can still slap nowadays. But, there is also a crazy story I'd like to tell from that experience. And that was when she brought up basically Katy Perry brought up a bunch of people on stage. Some people from the front, some people from the very back or the top of the, like, stadium. And this is a huge, like, stadium. This was at Little Caesars Arena. And this is for her most recent tour. Actually, let me bring down the camera just a little bit, because I'm going to be sitting like this for a while. There we go. So, anyway, where was I? All right, she was bringing people, like, onto the stage. And one of the kids she brought up was, like, so full of fear and anxiety that she actually fainted on stage. Now, that was definitely not the highlight of the day, because that just made us all feel, like, really bad. Except, there was these people behind me who were, like, they were kind of rambunctious, you know, like how most teenagers are nowadays. And they were, like, saying some, like, dumb shit behind us the whole time. Not the whole time, we couldn't hear them. We couldn't hear them over the, like, show and everything. So that wasn't the problem. But yes. You want to join us, cutie pie? Come on. Okay. You gotta lay down. Put that little tail down. Thank you. There you go. Perfect. She's my perfect girl. So, but when the girl fainted, I audibly heard one of them say, like, "Oh, she's the one who got away." Oh, wait, no. Katie had this song, and Katie also had these two songs she was voting for. Or I think she had a few of them, yeah. She had a few songs that, you know, she wanted people to vote for on what we wanted to hear. And I think one of the songs ended up being the one that got away. Oh yeah, it was. One of the songs was the song that she sang was the one that got away. And when the girl, and she played it after the girl fainted. But once she started playing it, one of the guys behind us was like, "Huh, well, that girl was the one who got away. She's the one who got away." And I didn't even think about it, but I just looked behind him and I just said, should probably mute that, huh? Oops. Don't worry about that. My Life 360. But yeah, I looked behind him. I wasn't even really thinking. I looked behind him and I said, "That's fucked up." But I said it in like a demeaning tone, so it was like, "That's fucked up." So, but they didn't say anything to me afterward. He just looked at me like he did something wrong. And I was like, so I turned back around and like sat back down with my Nana. Because everybody was standing at this point. But, yeah. And I actually caught it on video. I don't know where that video is. I don't plan on posting it because that would just be disrespectful. But I have the video somewhere because I was recording like some of the more like noteworthy moments of the whole show or parts that I wanted to remember. And when she brought people on stage and she fainted, I was like, I cannot share this one. I had plenty more to share, but I could not share this one. Which kind of sucks that had to happen too. Because the little girl seemed like she was really happy to be there. And like she probably had a lot of like anxiety problems. So when she was brought up on stage, that must have done it for her. So I just feel bad. I really do. And but if there's one good thing to come from that, she probably got to meet Katie herself backstage once she woke up and everything. So like as soon as she fainted, like they had paramedics on stage right away. They brought her parents down. Yeah, so it was a crazy experience. But the show went well. I had a great time. Me and my Nana. Especially my Nana. She keeps gloating to all her, like, friends and family about it. Being like, my grandson took me to go see Katy Perry. Live. But the reason I bring this up is because I bought my tickets on Ticketmaster. But I feel so incredibly lucky because they were second row seats from the very front of the stage. The like side of the stage, I mean. But it was at the very front side of the stage. To the like so where Katie would be facing away from the backstage, to the very front right side is where we were. And we probably had the best view in the whole like stadium because we were right there every time she walked by, and she was right in front of me. Like I felt like I could like reach out to give her a high five or something. Something. I don't know. Because I'm, like I said before, I'm 6'5". But I couldn't do it. I definitely couldn't have done it. And that's a good thing. Nobody should be able to. But there was a whole mosh pit around her, so I mean, I don't know. But what was crazy, though, is that the stage was in the shape of a number 8, or infinity. A figure 8, that's it. And there were mosh pits inside of the figure 8. So every time she walked around, she had people crowded around her and inside of her stage, which was probably the craziest thing you could have done. I could never have done that. I already do not like the idea of mosh pits. So having one inside of the stage, like with all of them like legit right next to you, I don't know how I would have felt about that if I ever like became a song artist big enough to attract that kind of crowd. I don't know if I would have wanted that kind of like close interaction. Also, she's way shorter in person. Yeah, Katy Perry is much shorter in person. I had to look up her height afterwards because I was like, I was like legit right there. I could see her. So I got some very crisp photos of her. But yeah, she looked way shorter in person. But anyway,
Iglesias.
what is this? Belonging to someone else, your stream may be temporarily blocked if you can plan to continue. Oh, I guess I can't do it. Damn, that sucks.
You wanted to go.
Okay. I guess that is a sucky thing. I can't really keep watching it like this. Unless... Let me try this. Then we go to OBS. Have my YouTube capture. Oh, nope, not that one. There you go. Alright.
Hardcore, like she did not want anyone to mess it up.
How long before she passed did she do that?
I'd say about a year.
Damn, yeah. My dad did the same thing. Literally, he was gonna die because of case. Went to the funeral home, got a quote for $1,500, and in the hospital thing that you have to sign, it said, "Do not pay more than $1,500 from this place."
Your guy was hustling. He was cutting deals. He was cutting deals.
Your mom knew exactly what she wanted, and she got it.
Oh, so then another part of me was like, what's your
Heal. Alright, we're just gonna get started now. It's been a little bit, so we'll pull it up here. Alright. So I pulled some videos from the last one. But I brought in a couple more just to change it up a little bit. So, hold on, let me change this up real quick. Get rid of that. Alright. And, audio capture. There we go. Okay. Sorry, that's just, I'm letting the noise pass real quick. So yeah, like we did last time, we're gonna be looking at some old deleted Mr. Nightmare videos. I was trying to think of something else I wanted to do for today, but I feel like there was so much more I wanted to do for the Halloween season that I just couldn't get to on time. So I kind of want to make up for it by partaking in some more of these videos here. Because I still find them to be very fascinating, and I'm always finding myself coming back to these just because they're very nostalgic, but they're also like very fascinating to me because some of these were made by just him, and like some of these were written and done by him, but then there were some others where he took their stories, but he didn't properly like credit them or ask them if he could use it. I don't think. I still don't fully understand the story behind why he deleted most of his videos. But in my search for finding these certain videos, I learned there might be another possibility as to why he didn't decide to keep them on, just because I don't think any of them would have been survivable in the new this new system of YouTube that we got, especially after the big Copa scare. Oh, excuse me. A little dry. I'm a water guzzler. Let's see here. Which one do we want to start with first? I picked this one because I knew like Christmas was next month. But I don't know if I really want to do that right now. I don't want to be that kind of guy that starts Christmas in November, but I grabbed it just because I remembered it. Okay. How about we start with 4 true scary stories and 1 personal story, because one of these stories in here is a story we've already heard from the last stream, but he goes a little more in depth as to where that story came from. If you remember which one it is, it probably wouldn't be hard to tell which one is his, just because it seemed to be a very personal story of his. You'll find out.
3 of which have been written by anonymous authors. I'm about to read you 4 true stories, 3 of which have been written by anonymous authors, and one of...
And that's probably why he had to delete most of them. This is going to be really interesting.
which has happened to me personally. When I finish reading all 4, I want you to comment which story you think happened to me. Number 4. I was 17 years old, and it happened on a late summer night.
Oh.
My dad and my little brother had gone to a Boy Scout campout. My dad was one of the scoutmasters. I was home alone with my mom for the weekend. She was already in bed at this point. It was about 2 in the morning, and I was just finishing up my late night gaming. I had to go to the bathroom one more time before going to sleep, though. While sitting on the toilet playing games on my phone, I heard the faintest little tap on the bathroom door.
As we all do.
Mom, was that you?
As we all do when we're at the bathroom toilet. Oh, I need to also keep the chat on the screen, so we'll put it right here. And just in case, I don't expect anybody to pop up, honestly, whenever I stream. I don't expect anybody to. But I just do this for the fun of it, man. Like videos are different because I enjoy doing them, but I'm also still trying to attract an audience with it. For streaming, I'm not necessarily trying to attract an audience. But it's fun to just have some people pop in maybe once in a while. But I can have fun just by myself. So I just add the streaming element because I think it's fun. I'm living out a childhood memory right now, alright? No, I'm living out a childhood dream, sorry. And also, where is this eye shot from? Because I feel like I used to see it all the time. Let's go to video. No, screenshots. Where you at? Where you at? Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Where is it at? Hold on. Oh yeah, fun fact. Last night I accidentally pulled out an old tooth filling when I was flossing. I don't know how often this happens. Oh. Sorry. It's from a movie called The Black Christmas. That's interesting. Wait a minute. This was a Trevor Henderson movie? No, I don't think so. Huh. Might have to check that out at some time. Oh wait, I think it's just him. Yeah, it's just him. Okay. Oh boy, Trevor Henderson, you lovely, lovely man. When was this posted? A day ago. Damn. Holy shit. I forgot just how crazy Trevor's art is. Oh my god. Muhammad Ali. Oh god, why am I not following him on here? I love Trevor Henderson. He makes some great shit. And that's what he looks like. Like, this is all his art is, but then you see him and himself. It's kind of like finding out how Bruce Campbell is still handsome in real life. What is this? Hey, we were just talking about him, Bruce Campbell. That's the Book of the Dead. A recommendation for the sickos who vibe with slow, atmospheric nonsense full of imagery that evokes Lovecraft by the way of Folky and Rollin. Okay. Well, maybe we don't want to do that. The church would be very unhappy. I mean, I don't even know what's going on here, but hey. Howdy. Are you Jeff the Sleeper? Who is this? The What is it? Vordelok. 2023. That's interesting. What the fuck? What time period are we in? This is Great Britain's citizens. Oh my god, ew. That's Voldemort's cousin on meth. Boo. This is what happens when you stuff your mouth full of hamburgers. This man just had a very bad day today. He got an answer wrong in Kahoot. Prop head? What a charming young man. Hold on, wait. Let me bring this over here. Let me put it down here. The top comment. What a charming young man. Me when I've been holding it in for 4 hours. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now you added a double. Oh god, that's not good. Nope. I'm sorry. I'm getting sidetracked. But what the fuck is this man? October 3rd. What happened October 3rd? Oh. Just under 5 days left to get this weird little guy. Oh, wait. Hold on. 15. Ooh. Hey, this is October 3rd. Bring him out. Bring him. Oh. What is that? The Stranger plush is available. In this house, we welcome the stranger. Coping. City lighting. Where's Lamphead? The very famous Siren Head side character, Lamphead. I thought that said Stranger Things. What in... That's my reaction. What the hell? Scavenger in the dark. That's a scavenger in the fucking alleyway down the street. What is going on here? Red rooms. Alright. Is that? Oh, no, never mind. What are you? Okay, Trevor. Trevor. That's like... That's just a very odd Photoshop job. That's not even like anything tangible. What? That's Richard the Chill. And that's what the man looks like behind the art. Insanity. Is that Lady Dimitrescu? What are you? The Hound, wolf-like graveyard parasite that infects and grows inside of a corpse until it wears like its skin. Origin of the ghoul myth. That's a skinwalker. Yes, cutie pie, it's a skinwalker. Very freaky. Don't look at it. Matter of fact, let's get back to the audio.
Mom, I yelled. It wasn't windy or anything. There didn't seem to be any logical way to dismiss it. I slowly and nervously opened the door. There was nobody there, but my bedroom door was now shut. I was certain I hadn't shut it. I went over to my mom's room and told her that I thought somebody was in my room. She didn't take me seriously and told me that she didn't know what to tell me. I tried to convince myself that maybe I did shut my door. I opened my door, feeling extremely freaked out, and when I snuck a peek into the room, I felt like my heart exploded inside my chest. I could see a hand sticking out from behind the dresser in the corner of my room. Somebody was hiding there. I ran to my mom's room and locked the door behind me.
And that's what I fear every time I come home. Stories like this are the reason why I fear coming home at night. Or like, you know when you wake up in the middle of the night and you look at something from across your room and you think it's like a skinwalker or something, or some kind of like boogeyman, only it was just like your jacket that you left on your chair or whatever. I get that. I used to get that a lot. Especially when I moved out here. Because the environment looked so different, and I didn't really know how to take it in when it happened. So I just I would look at it and I would be like, "You're not real. I'm the biggest threat in this room." Doing the Shane Top coping mechanism for fear. But yeah, I'll tell you this though. I don't know if this was necessarily sleep paralysis, but a while when I moved out here and I got a new bed and everything, I was sleeping and I woke up in the middle of the night with I sleep with my TV on, so it's not that weird. But I woke up in the middle of the night and I see a shadow in front of me. And my TV is right there, mounted on the wall. So it's the brightest thing in the room. But there was this weird ass shadow right in front of me. And I swear to God, the shadow looked familiar. So the next morning, I didn't think much of it. Well, that's not true. I was kind of freaking out about it, but I didn't think I really had much reason to talk about it. I brought it up. I talked about it with my brother and my grandma, but I don't think I ever told my parents. I basically, I recognized the image, and I was looking through my old computer, and I came across this image of a black and white photo of my great grandpa on my computer. Because I had the good fortune of knowing my great grandpa before he passed away. But we had a black and white photo of him on our old computer before it got replaced with my new one. It was a black and white photo of him, and the shadow looked eerily similar to it. I have seen this image before, but I completely forgot it was in my computer. And I'm assuming it was only there because my brother was into video editing at the time, and he was editing a compilation video of all photos relating to my great grandpa. So I don't know what that was. I don't know what that had to do with anything, but that's quite literally my only real paranormal experience I have to speak of. But honestly, I just take that up to a weird sleeping habit.
After quietly freaking out, telling her that there's a man in the house, she finally believed me and went straight to the phone to call the cops. I put my ear up against the door to try to hear anything going on outside. I eventually heard the man's footsteps come out from my room and slowly come closer to my mom's room until making it right outside the door and stopping. I could see the outlines of his shoes through the bottom crack of the door. He tried the doorknob, but thankfully it had a lock. It seemed the lock was enough to persuade him to give up because I heard him stomp downstairs and out the front door. I hurried to the window to see which way the man was heading, but he was already gone. Number 3.
Huh.
When I was younger, 10 years old at the time, my mom had just started letting me stay home alone. We had been watching my mom's friend's dog while they were on vacation. My mom worked weeknights, so she told me that they would come around back since the dog's cage was right next to the back door and that I had to let them in. I sat in the den by the back door with the dog by my side while I watched TV. He then started to growl and bark while looking out the window into the dark. I tried to see what he was.
You know it's bad when your animal is freaking out about it. Like, oh, bye, cutie pie. There have been plenty of times where I was home alone, and like, because sometimes my parents would be gone like late into the night, and there have been a couple occasions, not a lot, but a couple occasions where my dogs would be looking at something outside, like hanging out by the back door, and then out of nowhere just start growling. And then sometimes like bark a little bit afterward. And it freaked me the fuck out, I'll tell you what. Because like I said before, I have a huge fear of just people being around or creatures being around, and we don't know that what's out there. Because I mean, I think you know why, but still, it's still such a like prevalent fear that I just, cuz like there's nothing more terrifying to me than people like forcing their way into your house, and then you either got to comply with their demands or you have to pull the trigger on someone. There's no easy way to deal with a situation like that. So all I know is, like, in any situation like that, if it ever does happen, what I understand to be the best way to deal with that kind of situation is, for one, if they're breaking in, then you have to make yourself either hide away. I think it just depends on the situation. So that's why I say, like, I don't know how I would properly deal with a scenario like that. I just know that there are certain scenarios and protocols my dad has, like, told me about that he's, like, had to take before, but it was very different. But I won't get too into it. But yeah, I still can't stand that fear.
Barking at, but it was too dark. Of course, I assumed it was my mom's friend coming to pick up the dog. I went over to the door, with the dog following me, and turned on the patio light.
But also, like, what if something were to happen to the dog? Like, what if something were to happen to your animal? Like, the guy could have a gun or something, or the animal's just way bigger or way more ferocious. Something could happen to your dog as well. That's probably what I fear more than anything, is like letting my animals get hurt. Even though my dog would be trying to protect me, it should be the other way around. Oh. Ooh, let's not think about that.
Couldn't see anyone out there at first, but the dog was still barking. I made sure to peek at every corner of the yard, and then I saw someone in the garden by our shed. It looked like my mom's friend. They seemed to be bending over, picking something up. I assumed she was admiring my mom's garden or something logical. I then received a disturbing phone call. I prioritized answering the phone as my mom was strict about.
You thought a woman in your yard was just admiring your mother's gardening skills? Brother, unless you're living in the country where there's no fences and your neighbors are like close by. Like, okay, I can probably imagine that in that scenario. But for literally any other reason, don't even think for a second she's friendly.
Me always answering the phone when I was home alone. I left the dog to continue barking by the door as I picked up the phone, hoping it was my mom. And it was. She told me that her friend wasn't going to pick the dog up that night, as they wouldn't be getting home until past midnight.
There
I
you
began
go.
to stutter as the pure horror prohibited me from speaking coherently. I managed to finally blurt out that someone was in our yard, and my mom started screaming like a lunatic. She told me to get up to my room, lock the door, and hide under the bed while she called the cops.
Wait, I'm sorry I missed it. What happened to the dog, though? Like, did he let the dog outside? That would be horrible if he did.
Like my mom's friend. They seemed to be bending logical. I assumed she was admiring, and then I saw someone in the garden by our shed. Made sure to peek at every corner with the dog following me, and turned on the patio light. I couldn't see anyone out there at first, but the dog was still barking.
Okay,
I made sure to peek at every
so your dog is still barking, and there's a woman in your yard. Insane how, like, the woman doesn't come running afterward, or at least run away. The fact she's not doing either of that is just tells me that she's got something planned, and she's not scared of that damn dog.
I left the dog to continue barking by the door as I picked up the phone, hoping it was my mom. And it was, as they wouldn't be getting home and prohibited me from speaking coherently. I started screaming like a lunatic. She told me to get up to my room, lock the door, and hide under the bed while she called the cops.
Why under
I
the bed?
obeyed and laid there in silence for a good 10 minutes until I got a knock at the door.
That's what scared me too, is the sound effects. But why the hell would you hide under your bed? Why the bed? That's like the first thing people are going to be checking for. Have you learned nothing?
I sprang up and out of the room, making it halfway down the stairs, when I saw a face looking in through the window of our front door.
Oh
A
god.
face of a guy staring right at me.
Wait, I thought it was a woman.
Face so
Who knows?
unsettling that it disturbs me thinking of it today. I screamed at the guy that the police were on their way, but he didn't move. He just kept staring at me like a statue.
Dude, no,
I
no.
ran all the way back upstairs, tripping twice, and back to my room. I waited another few minutes before another knock came at the door, followed by a muffled shouting noise. It was the police this time.
Oh.
They scanned the whole premises for the guy, but he was gone. They took me into custody until my mom arrived at the station. After that incident, she started having a babysitter watch me again, all the way until I was 12.
Wait a minute. You were a little kid left alone like that? Bro, my parents didn't start leaving me alone until I was like maybe 13. But how old was he? I definitely talked too much, so.
Number 2. When I was 13 years old, me, my little brother, and my dad were upstate in the Catskills, staying
Oh. I think we know what this story's about.
in the old trailer we had up there. My mom and older brother didn't like going up there, so it was usually just the 3 of us. This one particular night, my dad and my little brother were out picking up Chinese food. The trailer was pretty far from any grocery stores or food places, so they were gone for a good 45 minutes. All there was to do at night was watch the very limited selection of channels on the TV. I was honestly a bit uncomfortable being in that trailer all alone at night. There was absolutely
Yep.
nobody else around for at least half a mile, and the blinds barely covered even half of the windows. My biggest fears came true when I heard a very light tap on the window. It didn't sound like an intentional knock. It sounded more like something accidentally brushing up against it while walking past. I took a look outside to see if it was my dad and brother, but instead, I saw some guy right outside the window who turned and noticed me, and then ran off into the woods. The rest of our stay there, he didn't come back. But the next time we went up there, which was the following summer, the front door to the trailer was open.
That's
and every
crazy.
closet door had been opened.
That's absolutely crazy.
Somebody had broken in, but luckily there wasn't anything of value to take. Number 1.
Real good thing.
A long time ago, me and my girlfriend were looking for a private place to be alone together, since our parents were always home. There was a vacant house on the corner of our block that hadn't been owned for a few years. The back door was always left unlocked. I would know because me and my friends have been in there before. We went in through the back, but before we could even get upstairs, there was a knock at the front door. We looked at each other with worry. What if someone had caught us sneaking in?
Bro.
She peeked out the window, but there was no one on the stoop. She made sure that the door was locked before turning back to me. I assured her it was just some kids playing ding-dong ditch. We made it only halfway up the stairs before the
Well-
frantic knocking on the door came back.
More like knock 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 ditch. Right? Please laugh.
She checked the window again. The porch was still empty. She opened the door this time.
That knocking sound sounds a lot like me chopping onions.
And still, the porch was still empty. She opened the door this window again. She checked the window again. The porch was still empty. She opened the door this time and still couldn't see anyone. I wanted to look tough and impress her, so I stepped outside and yelled at the pranksters to try it again. I shut the door and waited behind it, hand on the knob, ready to throw the door open.
One more
I just waited
time.
there for at least a minute and was about to just forget about it when I heard the blood-curdling scream of my girlfriend.
Oh god. Stock
I turned
scream.
to see what she was screaming at, and I screamed as well. Just barely in the dark, we could see the dark silhouette of a huge humanoid figure very slowly making its way down the stairs to us. We ran past
Humanoid
just in arm's
figure.
reach and left the house the way we came.
What if it was just a homeless guy? Like, they're clearly breaking and entering to an abandoned house. Like, who... What if it was just a homeless guy? And you broke into this abandoned house?
We ran all the way back to my house, both of us out of breath. We know it couldn't have been an old person. They had to be at least 7 feet tall. Nobody was supposed to be living in that house, though. I even asked a friend who was living across the street from the house, and he said it's been vacant for years. We both agreed to keep quiet about this story, but I still occasionally have a nightmare about the incident.
Bro. Which of the 4 stories do you think was mine? I wonder. I really wonder.
Out of these 4 stories, the one that happened to me was number 2.
Ding 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 ding, I did it.
You would probably know that I did used to have a trailer upstate New York, and I actually got inspired by this experience to write a fictional story about it that's also on this channel. And I saw a guy outside the window who happened to notice me and run off. I'm pretty sure his only intentions were to scout the place out for breaking in and stealing something, and I think I'm 99% sure he was the one who broke into the trailer and left all the doors open. It might not be the scariest story ever, but it was definitely one of the more frightening moments in my life.
Yeah, I would think so. And also, I feel like Mr. Nightmare needs to do more stories where he just tells personal experiences with scary happenings, because there's had to have been a few times as a like scary story YouTuber where he's had like crazy experiences in real life. Like, or you know, just like make another like story time video where you like wrote your own piece of stories and like, you know, because we need more of that nowadays. We just need more of like homemade horror stories, you know, creepypastas and all that. But like make them good at least. Like creepypastas even back then were not that good, but they were fun, which is the thing. Jeff the Killer is not a great creepypasta. It's just some dude's like it's some random dude's like slasher fan fiction. That's it. But anyway, what other one should we do? This one makes me mad because this is part 2 to a video I'm a huge fan of, but this is still up on his channel. This is part 2 to 5 most disturbing YouTube channels. He had a part 1, but it's not like available anymore. And the only version that is available is an audio version. The dude recovered the audio, but not the actual video. And that makes me so mad. So mad. And then I even left a comment right here. Question: why does Mr. Nightmare cockblock us by keeping us from part 1? Like, you couldn't even leave that around, bro. You had to make it so much harder for your audience by putting a 2 in the you had to put a 2 in the title and throw us off as to, and it's just ask like, where's the first one? I don't know. God, man. But also, graphic, disturbing, and flat out weird content ahead. Maybe I should make sure this isn't that bad. No, he talks about Marble Hornets, the Ark, Jack Torrance, David Firth, My Dark Journal, Nana. Hey, Nana is my Nana. Okay, the truth is I don't fully remember this video because I preferred the first one, but let's do it.
The first video I did on this topic was relatively
Wow.
successful.
Awooga. Wait, her eyes just went
The first video I did on this topic was relatively
awooga.
successful, and when I asked if you guys wanted a part 2, a lot of you did. For some reason, I haven't gotten around to making a part 2 until now, so here it is.
What the hell are
No
you?
intro needed. Here are 5 more creepy and weird YouTube channels from the weirdest side of YouTube. Number 5, Marble Hornets. Fully known as Clear Lake's 44 Marble Hornets, is a channel featuring a series of strange and creepy videos that
Clear
have
Lakes.
44 Marble. Number 5.
I don't remember it being called that. Clear Lakes 44. Hold on, let me move my camera real quick. Shit. Take this. Clear Lake 44 Marble Hornets. What is this? This is not Marble Hornets. Well, I guess it is because it's right there. But what is all this? Bruh, I gotta do more research on that. Also, I missed this YouTube layout. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Marble Hornets, but I don't know what this is about. Is this some like weird old project they did before, or I'm sorry, after their last episode? I gotta look that up. That's weird.
5. Marble Hornets. Fully known as Clear Lake's 44 Marble Hornets, is a channel featuring a series of strange and creepy videos that upon first glance seem like complete randomness. However, the videos on this channel actually formulate a story based on a character based off of Slender Man. who
This
is referred to
terrified
as
me.
The Operator.
Yeah.
Early video entries on the channel consist of tapes
He was
taken
just
by a guy
standing
named
there.
Alex, who obsessed
He was just standing there like a goober. Also, let me check the audio real quick. Standing there. He was just standing there like a goober. Also, let me check the audio. Yeah, okay, we're good.
until he recorded himself in order to capture the operator stalking him. Alex starts out as the main protagonist, eventually turning into an antagonist, believed to be working with the operator.
Well, yeah.
Alex.
Eventually, the entries turn to videos taken by a guy named Jay, recording his efforts to unravel the mystery surrounding the operator. Over time, Jay follows leads to old buildings, former homes, and even defunct and abandoned locations, and begins finding this being stalking his old friend may be deeper and far more dangerous than he ever thought, and there's a very good chance that Jay may now be hunted for getting too involved. There are a lot of videos with dialogue and story on the channel, but there are also a lot that don't seem to make any sense, and there are many videos with footage of the operator, as well as other creepy antagonists.
See, and when he calls him the operator, he's talking about Slender Man. Like, this is a story all about Slender Man and his little goons. Hat, hoodie, and masky. Like, it's kind of funny to think about now, but it was so cool back then. Because it's like, you don't understand what's going on. And the way they're telling the story is so, like, what's the word? My dad just said it, like, not too long ago. Vague, that's it. The story is very vague. Though not as vague as, like, something like FNAF. But it's still just, like, you have to dig a little bit and piece the puzzle together to understand what's going on. This looks like a house that would have existed where I used to live. Like, this looks more like a prison than a house. But it's literally just a brick wall with one window. Oh my god, why does that weirdly give me nostalgia? Oh god. There he is. Howdy. How's it going? You look fabulous. And he's gone.
There's a similar channel titled To The Ark, which commonly responds to the videos created by Marble Hornets.
Yep.
Thus, it's most likely Marble Hornets' second channel. The videos in To The Ark's channel are much darker, more cryptic, and overall more disturbing.
Cryptic,
Some
that's
videos
the
on
word.
this channel even feature a figure that may be the operator.
Oh, yep. Yep.
Like other similar weird channels on YouTube.
This one freaked me out. This one genuinely freaked me out. I hate dolls. Oh shit. Wrong one.
Dude,
I genuinely, like, I'm not really scared of them anymore, but I still cannot deal with them. Like my Nana, when I went to, like, her house, she had these little dolls sitting on top of her guest bed. And I couldn't deal with it. So I, like, set them on the ground in this small wooden rocking chair. And I just, like, turned them around so I wouldn't see their faces and so they wouldn't see me. So I'm not afraid of them like how I would be afraid of somebody like Chucky. But I'm not even afraid of Chucky anymore. But he makes great movies, so
To The Ark's videos contain cryptic messages that the viewers try to figure out
Oh,
and
God.
explain in the comment sections.
It's just
but all
scurrying.
are theories. There are even other channels on YouTube that try to explain Marble Hornets and To The Ark.
Oh.
Once again, they can only be theories. If you want to try to follow the stories of these channels or find the connection between the two, you're free to click the links in the description.
God. Oh my god. Turn that down. Hold on. That is so loud. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I will say that little ending audio right there, where it goes like, it for some reason sounded like this one rap song I used to listen to. I don't remember what it's called, but it's... Oh. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's what it sounds like to me.
Number 4, Jack Torrance.
The Shining?
No, not Jack Torrance from The Shining.
Damn.
The YouTube channel titled Jack Torrance features a large amount of disturbing and mysterious found footage videos that the uploader, Jack Torrance, allegedly found at an estate sale, which is basically a larger garage sale.
What?
Jack says he found these movies in 10 rather large boxes at the sale for $5 a box. It was being held about 15 miles west of Austin, Texas. There were some old records, which he also bought, some rusted tools, tons of paint cans, various other bits of old useless junk, and then these boxes. The people running the estate sale didn't seem to know that they were there and priced them for Jack on the spot. The films vary in formats, ranging from old 35mm stock reels to Betamax.
Oh, hold on. That's very interesting. I would love to go to a garage sale of some sort and just find like they're giving away this like old camera and then they forget to remove the footage. That would be so cool if I could find something like that. Oh my god, I want that so bad. I just want to know what other people's lives were like back then. That's not cryptic. It sounds like somebody is like moving around a ceramic plate.
Many of the films are damaged beyond repair, but Jack and his friends are trying their best to repair and clean them up. He
That's
says,
cool.
As we dig through the boxes, catalog and
That is assuming they're real. Like, I doubt that's actually real. Like, come on. You're dragging away a body. Or you're dragging away somebody and you just show their socks. Come on. And there was nothing else there. Come on. There's got to be something more than that. For it to be real. And plus that one looked like it was too like modern looking. Like, okay. See that? It has a filter on it, but that doesn't mean anything. It looks too recent. Oh. That's not his socks. Those are just feet. Here, let me post those to the Wiki Feet page. That might actually just be a dead guy. We're just gonna look away now.
Jack and his friends are trying their best to repair and clean them up. He says, as we dig through the boxes, catalog and digitalize more videos and audio, we will post more. As of today, the last video was uploaded 7 months ago, but that doesn't mean that there won't be any more, as there have been upload gaps as long as 2 years in the past.
There just had to be a Goosebumps doll, huh? There just had to be a Goosebumps doll? Bruh. No. I don't like that. What was the doll's name from Goosebumps? I forget. He was voiced by Jack Black. But I know in the movie he was voiced by Jack Black, but I know there was an actual doll like in the books and shit. I just can't remember their name. Slappy? Is that what its name is? Slappy? I hate it. I don't like it. Damn, what did he do? Fake. This was analog horror before analog horror. What is this?
Number 3, David Firth. David
Oh, this is yeah, salad fingers. We might not want to show that. So just to So just to be safe, we're gonna
Firth likes
make sure I have my
Very
finger on the
talented
next
animator
tab.
who chooses to use his talent to create flat-out disturbing animations.
Billy Masters has been a quite naughty boy. Don't
Ugh.
you understand this?
I said, don't you understand this?
I don't like it. Ew, no.
You may know him for his most famous animation, Salad Fingers.
Yeah, I
It's a
do.
really dark, creep-out, and gross-out series that most likely takes place.
But then again, I watched all the film theory videos on this series, and I did actually watch this whole series though. It's available on YouTube. You can go watch it right now. I don't even know if it's still going on, but I watched their most recent animations from like I want to say 2019, I believe, 18, somewhere around there.
Place after a nuclear war. A A lot of David Furth's animations have the power to make your skin crawl.
Yeah.
Not because they're necessarily scary, but because they can be so disturbing that you actually start to feel uncomfortable.
Look at his nipples. Bro, what? What is going on here? That doesn't even look like his face. It looks like a fucking face that he had stitched on.
Videos aren't just limited to drawn animations. There are some that you may have expected to find on a channel like Meat instead. However, not all
Who?
of David's videos...
Who? Who's Meat? Oh yeah, that was a YouTuber you talked about in the last video. But you got rid of that, and nobody can find the footage. So yay.
Videos are disturbing. Just a select few that really stand out, earning his channel a spot on this list.
It's all about dolls. It's all about dolls. Yeah, burn it.
So, My Dark Journal. This channel features a large amount of just weird and creepy videos. There's no description to the channel, and there really is no real description to give. Each video is something completely different and weird in its own sense, though there may be some kind of story being told through the videos. The subscribers of the channel tend to claim that everything on the channel is real, and not just a series like Marble Hornets. The channel has its fair share of creepy videos, as well as just flat-out weird or pointless ones too. Like a lot of other weird YouTube channels, My Dark Journal has many cryptic messages in the videos, as well as a recurring image of a white mask. There are recurring characters who appear in the videos who are supposedly growing more insane as the videos go on, though there hasn't been a new one in 7 months. The channel has been said to have some kind of connection to the channel Meat, but that remains only a theory.
See? And we don't know who Meat is. Oh no, what is happening here? What is going on here? Might not want to show that. Nope, nope, we're not showing that. Okay, I don't know what that is.
Nana82576.
I don't know what that was, but we're not going to show that. I mean, I still kind of believe it to be fake, but, bro.
3. Truly a unique and strange YouTube channel. Nana is best known for his video username 666, which is a video of a alleged
Oh, yeah.
what would happen
We all know about that damn rumor.
if you try to reach username 666's channel back in the year 2008. If you don't know what username 666 is, that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
There are a lot of dark themes and jump scares on this channel, with some videos starting out seemingly innocent and kid-friendly, then suddenly turning dark and disturbing.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when that was popular. I don't like that it was. Okay, that's kind of cool though. Bruh. Bruh. You ain't right. You ain't right for this one. I'm not scared of bugs, but I really don't like them either. Bruh. What are you? What the hell? Is this just like a Nirvana album cover? Bruh. There's no way. What? Bro, you're just giving that shit away for free? Hold on. Stealing. I stole it. You're just showing that shit off for free. Okay.
A lot of the later content on the channel consists of an ant and worm video diary with eerily happy music
What?
slapped in, and more often than not, an unnecessary jump scare is also slapped in.
What? Howdy doodly, who are you? You look friendly, okay. Bruh.
This channel has a weird mix of videos with weird foot.
I don't like bugs, so we're just gonna skip this. Oh god, what else should we do? Let's see. Um, I don't know. We got some other good ones here. This one's pretty infamous. Though this one is cropped weird as well. But it says it's the audio only version, but there's still like some footage from the original video. So I mean, at least there is footage that he grabbed. Like, this is more than what the other guy did. Me and my friends discovering this. But also, this video is definitely, like, was inspired by FNAF in a way. But before we move on, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. I've been holding it for a while. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, this next video is a weird one. It's probably Mr. Nightmare's most infamous scary story before he deleted it. Because for a time, this was his most viewed video on his channel up until the deletion. So, but when he deleted it, this guy apparently re-uploaded it 5 months ago. Damn. It just got found. Like, it was just found. Okay. Got it. But, alright. This one was definitely kind of inspired by the overgrowing popularity of FNAF. But, it has very little to actually do with FNAF. Other than the fact that some of the animatronics act a little weird. So, I'll let it speak for itself.
Chuck E. Cheese's, known as a place where a kid can be a kid, isn't as innocent as people make it out to be. Sure, it seems like just another arcade place for kids, with a creepy robotic mascot band on the stage. But, unfortunately, I got to experience it. I got to experience the truth, the horrible truth, behind Chuck E. Cheese. During the summer of 2006, I was about to be a senior in high school, and I needed some extra cash to buy a car. So I decided to look for a job.
I remember seeing this video before seeing this, and I thought it was really funny. Well, actually, not really. When I was a kid and I was riding high on that FNAF train, I thought this was really scary. Because if animatronics or robots started acting weird, I would immediately blame it that it was real life Five Nights at Freddy's and he's gonna kill somebody. But no, this is just a shitty creepypasta he wrote.
I searched newspapers daily for any job openings anywhere, but I found more news stories about missing teenagers than I did job listings. It was a strange time. My parents didn't want me going out anywhere, and most parents kept their children indoors at all times. It was the 6th missing teenager that month. It was in the paper, on the news, it was everywhere. They all seemed to be either 16 or
Missing
17 years
person.
old. I came from a small town in Pennsylvania, but these disappearances brought a lot of attention to our town. However, these reports didn't stop me from going out to look for a job. I lived about 10 minutes away walking distance from a big strip mall that had a Chuck E. Cheese in it, and when I was applying to some stores in that strip mall, I noticed that the Chuck E. Cheese had a help wanted sign on the door, so I went in to apply. I asked the employee standing by the entrance for a job application, and without response.
And here's what's crazy too. This video was probably also taken down because of the fact that Chuck E. Cheese actually reached out to him and asked him to take it down. Because they believe this was like... Or no, yeah, they sent a cease and desist to him. Because they thought this video was like talking down about their brand image and like spreading false information, which was obviously not true. Nobody is excuse me. Nobody is committing like... Oh, wait a minute. Fuck. I just remembered that old MatPat video. The first game theory he did. I'm gonna stop talking now.
Bonding, he called for a manager. A man, probably in his late 40s, walks to me and greeted me, immediately asking when I could start. He didn't even mention if you were talking, and just basically offered me the job right away. This shocked me because I had never heard of a job that didn't require some kind of interview. I told him I could start work immediately. The man told me to come back the next day to be trained and to receive the employee uniform so excited I didn't even think about how weird it was. I had just gotten a job. Now I can save up for a car before school starts.
How much do you
It wasn't
think Chuck
until
E.
I got
Cheese
back home
pays?
that I started to realize how strange it was that I was spontaneously offered a job with no interviewing. They basically just hired a complete stranger. How did they know if I was qualified or able to do the job? I imagine that they were just really short-staffed and decided to just be happy I got the job.
I recently quit from my job, and but what I didn't plan on was everybody else also leaving that job, because I don't know, I don't know why they left really, but when I put in my 2 weeks, simultaneously, like 2 to 3 other people also left as soon as I put my 2 weeks in. So I definitely did not plan for that to happen. I didn't want it to happen. I was just trying to get out of there. But they're like so short-staffed now that recently they actually tried to call me. I didn't answer it, and I didn't hear their voicemail. But I can only assume it's because they really, really needed somebody. Because if it was anything else, I feel like they would have called again. You know? Like, and that's not unheard of either. There have been people who were like quit from that job and they still tried to call them for help. It's like, no. That is not how that works.
That night, I did some research on what I would most likely be doing as my job. I found out that most new employees would either be cleaning up or dressing as the Chuck E. Cheese mascot. Ugh, great, I thought. I really didn't want to have to walk around in that thing. I went back the next day around 4 o'clock. The manager greeted me and gave me a red shirt with the Chuck E. Cheese logo. He then proceeded to show me what it was I would be doing, which was cleaning tables, sweeping floors, and cleaning and maintaining the robotic mascots. I was relieved that he didn't mention dressing in the Chucky costume, but I didn't understand what he meant by maintaining the robotic mascots. I asked him what he meant by that, and he explained that sometimes the animatronics get quirky, particularly Chucky.
They get a little quirky.
Even in their idle states, the animatronics get overheated and need to be cooled down, or they might break or glitch. So my job was to prevent that by spraying the fur of the robots with a bottle containing some kind of liquid, probably water. Somehow.
Why would they be overheating if they're in an idle state? That's weird.
Well, that would cool down the animatronics or something. I didn't see how that made sense, but I didn't question it. It seemed easy enough. After showing me all this, the manager asked me if I was ready to start working today. I was shocked, but I was anxious to make money, so I told him yes. It was only then that he finally introduced himself as John and asked me for my name. After I introduced myself, he seemed in a hurry to leave. Before I stopped him and asked him if he needed my personal information and worker's card since I was only 17. He chuckled and responded, "Don't worry about that, bud. This job is off the books." I asked him what I should start doing and when my shift ended. He told me to clean tables for now and to leave when instructed. After this, he stormed out of the building without even saying goodbye or good luck. I stood there, feeling awkward and extremely confused. What kind of job was this? Leave when instructed? How long were they going to keep me in here? And they didn't need any of my information? I got started cleaning tables and continued to do so for a while.
Yep, just keep doing it, bud.
It wasn't so bad so far. About
Or-
an hour into my shift, an employee told me to go backstage and clean
Or no,
up
why
the
would
robots
you
before
still
their
be
show.
there if the
John, the manager,
employees were
showed me
acting
the
this
secret earlier,
strange?
and cleaning these
Especially
furry
like
robots
so
seemed easy.
different from
I filled
how a
the
normal
buckets
job
with
is.
water and brought some paper towels over to the robots. They all seemed perfectly clean, just like I expected. Why would they get dirty in the first place? But I figured I should just do it anyway. I started with the character all the way on the right, the human one dressed like a chef. I rubbed a damp paper
I
towel
mean,
around
Chef
his face.
Pasquale.
Not that it changed much. It looked just as clean afterwards. I repeated this process until I reached the Chucky robot, which was all the way on the left side. This one definitely seemed the most realistic. Even to the point where it was really creepy. How could little kids find this shit entertaining? I couldn't understand it.
Well, it's fascinating because you're basically going to like a mini Disneyland, at least in the minds of these kids, especially me. Like, but I didn't like the animatronics when I first went there before. I absolutely hated the animatronics because they freaked me out so bad. And the last time I went there was ironically when FNAF was actually popping off. And my dad and mom wanted me to get a picture with one of them. So I did. I was terrified the whole time. Because I didn't know if he was going to grab me. So, you know what? MatPat might be right. FNAF did ruin Chuck E. Cheese.
All the other robots, the Chucky one actually seems pretty dirty, particularly around the mouth. So
That's
I
because of all the
scrubbed
people
robot's
he's ate.
mouth with a damp paper towel. It was weird though, this robot was softer than the others. Just as I finished, the robot turned its head to me and opened its mouth. I jumped back and almost screamed out loud. I walked around to the other side of the robot to see if its head would follow me. It didn't. It seemed obvious to me right away that the Chucky robot was left on for some reason. I didn't really think much of it after that. After another hour of sitting in that room, I had to resume cleaning up tables and floors while the robots did their show. Besides that, it was a pretty easy and boring night. Eventually, an employee came and told me to go home. I think it was almost 9 o'clock when I left. On my way home, I felt kind of happy. I had found such an easy job so quickly. I didn't mind it at all. Most of the shift I had spent in that room, watching those idle robots. At the end of the night, I fell asleep pretty quickly. But around 3 in the morning, I woke up to the sound of something coming from outside. It was incomprehensible at first, but pretty soon I could make it out to be a very high-pitched, creepy laughter.
What the hell?
We lived on a really quiet road, and hardly ever was there somebody walking past our house. I felt a bit unnerved, but I got up to look out my window.
I would be fucking scared.
I lifted the blinds up and peeked out the window. The street light outside provided enough light to see the side of my property, along with the street and the woods across the street. I scanned the street looking to find anybody out there, but nobody. Just as I was about to get back in my bed, I noticed something across the street, by the edge of the woods. It was the silhouette of what seemed to be a big man. From where he was standing, the light didn't reveal any of his features. All I could see was the black figure facing my window. I pulled down the blind and jumped back into my bed.
It's Charles Entertainment Cheese.
I didn't want to see
He's coming to watch ya.
what kind of fucking creep was standing out there like that.
Hey, watch your profanity. Quit using such foul language.
Whatever. They're out there and I'm in here, I thought. I tried to fall asleep, but for a whole hour, all I could think about was the figure I saw outside, and wondering if it was still out there. I finally got the courage to lift up my blinds and check again. He was gone.
Ruh-roh.
What a relief. I pulled the blinds back down, and after that, I fell asleep relatively quickly. The next day, I went back to work at around 4. It was weird. That day, when I got there, I noticed that a lot of the other employees were giving me odd stares, like I didn't belong or something. One employee came up to me and told me that I would be watching the animatronics all day. I didn't really have a problem with that, I just wondered why they would need someone to sit there for hours. All they were just robots. The first 2 hours of my shift went slow. None of the robots moved or overheated. I had already finished quote-unquote cleaning them, if I should even call it that, so I didn't have anything to do. I made a note to myself to bring some magazines or something to keep myself entertained the next day. There was no animatronic show that night. I guess
Bring your Nintendo Switch to your night shift job at Freddy Fazbear's.
They were all motionless that night. Anyway, sitting around these robots for hours with nothing to do, it gave me time to observe some things, like how the curtains were covered by some kind of electronically moving wall, and how 2 of the robots that were sitting down still managed to be the same height as the other robots that were standing up. I found them all to be creepy, but I found the Chucky robot to be the creepiest. I've never seen an animatronic that looked so real. It genuinely looked like some kind of giant mouse or rat, as stupid as that sounds. The way it was just facing the curtains with the creepy smile on its face, it made me a bit uneasy. Before I can examine it anymore, one of my superiors came behind the stage and told me to take my lunch break. I asked her what the point of my job was and pointed out that I hadn't done anything. Her response was, "Your job is more than meets the eye." What? What do you... Before I could finish my sentence, she walked away. This beyond confused me, and I just thought the girl was a straight-up weirdo. Why would I have reason to think otherwise? During my half-hour lunch, I got a 50% discount on all food from the place.
50%?
While I was eating,
I never got a discount at work.
in his early 20s, walked up to me and, looking very spooked, said, "Get out of here while you still can." Before I could respond, he walked quickly to the exit of the building before disappearing for me to never see him again. Wow, there sure are a lot of creeps working here, I thought to myself. But what can you expect, though, when they hire anybody that walks through their doors?
Right.
When my break was over, well, technically my whole job was a break. I never did anything.
I mean, to be honest, isn't that all we can ask for? A job where you can do nothing and get paid for it. Now that's the dream. That's the kind of job where I'd like bring my sketchbook with me, or make sure my phone is fully charged so I can just watch YouTube all day.
But when my lunch break was over, I walked back to the backstage. But when I opened the door to enter, the Chucky robot was facing the door with a big smile on its face. I almost fell back from fear and shock, but curiosity made me instant.
How does a Chucky robot just smile at you? I feel like if it's gonna look at you, it's just gonna look like a fucking... Because all it can do is just go up and down. It's not like the Disney animatronics where it's like they got mechanisms in their whole face to like show emotion. It's like, no, all their lips do is just flap. That's it. Their eyes go left and right, and they have eyelids and like some movement in their arms. That's it.
Walk up to the robot and examine it. I thought it was turned off. I gave the robot a few knocks on the arms to see if it would react. The arms didn't even feel like they were made of plastic under the fur. It felt like I was knocking on an actual arm. The robot then turned to face me again. What the hell was up with this shit? This thing was so realistic. I didn't even want to be in that room anymore, let alone for 3 more hours. I thought for a second that maybe it was overheating and spazzing out. So I sprayed it with the bottle. This only made it more glitchy. Its mouth started to jerk up and down, and its eyes closed. A sickening, squeaking sound erupted from the robot. Fuck.
Oh god, you fucked it up. It needs some glue. Not glue. It needs some lube. You gotta spit on his lips. Hawk Tool spit on that thing.
The motion
Oh
stopped.
god,
It opened
why?
its eyes again. I wasn't gonna try that again. I went to go sit back down and just try to ignore it. I wanted to get through the shift quickly without scaring myself too much. But when I sat down in the chair and looked up, the Chucky robot had yet again turned to face me. I didn't like this. They made this thing too realistic.
Oh
I
god.
spent the next few hours sitting there uncomfortably with the robot's eyes watching me. I was thinking about what the girl had said. Your job is more than meets the eye. And that weird guy. Get out of here while you still can? What the fuck does that mean? Are they planning on killing me or something? Stupid nerd.
Stupid nerd. He's trying to save your life, and you're just like, stupid nerd. So, well, that's not what I meant. I've looked up some images of what's inside of I almost said FNAF. Chuck E. Cheese animatronic. This is terrifying, but it proves my point. This is what controls the mouth flaps. And that's all it does. And then this one right here is a bit weird because you can barely see it, but it looks like the animatronic's head is just like half wood or plastic. I think that's just plastic or some kind of wood. At least that's what it looks like, I mean. So tapping on that thing would feel like... It would probably feel like tapping on some kind of metal or wooden like material. Oh, you got a glow up, huh? Not really. It's just so weird to me, though, how different the animatronics look compared to the actual, like, Chuck E. Cheese, like, art. You know? Chuck E. Cheese. Well, ain't that friendly, huh? Oh, no. Like, he's supposed to look like this. He used to look like this, but now he looks like this. This Alvin and the Chipmunks looking ass design. Like, why couldn't they just, like, I don't know, take the design of this helmet and put it on the animatronic and just, like, make its lips flap or something? I don't know. Be creative. But, yeah, this Chuck E. Cheese is such a fascinating brand, honestly. But there's still some around. Like, there's some here in Michigan and around, like, yeah. It's all there.
Asshole. I checked my watch
But,
repeatedly.
yeah, but the point is, his arm, it's probably not how an animatronic would actually feel. Like, maybe, yeah, you'll feel the fluff on it, but at the same time, the animatronics aren't really meant to be, like, tapped on or touched by the audience, per se. So, who knows?
Anxious to get out of there. I was waiting for somebody to come in and tell me that I could leave like the previous night, but nobody came in. It was 10 o'clock exactly, so I decided to just leave. I walked out the back door of the stage and left it open in case somebody needed to get in there and turn off the robots.
Oh, God, why'd you do that?
As I walked toward the exit of the building, I realized that there wasn't anyone in sight. Some lights had already been shut. I guess they closed pretty quickly. I was sure there was a manager somewhere closing up, so I felt it safe to leave. During my walk home, I reflected
See, that's a
on the whole
weird-
situation.
That's a
How
creepy,
fast I
like,
was hired,
clip as well.
weird
Like,
my
how did
job
they...
is,
What was that
all the stares from the other employees,
What was this little,
strange
like,
comments people are making about me.
GIF or video
It's something
from?
to think.
Like,
If
just
they
a
weren't gonna have a show
Chuck E.
tonight,
Cheese with the lights turned
why did
off?
they
Like, that dog is freaky. That's a creepy ass looking dog.
need me to come in? Why not just turn off the robots? Why did they need me to come in and watch them for 6 hours? What the hell was I watching? I really wasn't comfortable with the job anymore, and to decided that the next day I would go in and tell John, the manager, that I'm not interested in staying. That night, while laying in bed, I tried to think about other places that I could work. But the thought of the Chucky robot staring at me kept coming up. I don't know why. I mean, it seemed obvious that the robots had advanced interactive technology. It was a little too advanced. That was the last thought I could remember before drifting off to sleep. I woke up at around 3 in the morning again, to the same disturbing laughter coming from outside my window.
Oh god. Closer, huh? I wonder what that soundbite is from.
A lot closer. My heart started pounding in my chest. The person I saw last night was back. Back again, seemingly to harass me. I had to confront this person, so I got on my feet and put my hand under the blind, gathering the courage to pull it up. With one instant boost of courage, I jerked the blind up to reveal it. It was the face of the Chuck E. Cheese mascot, standing right outside my window, looking right at me.
Bom, bom, bom.
Chuck E. Cheese's. I almost jumped out of my skin in fear. I stumbled backward on something on the floor, causing me to fall to the ground. I barely managed to get back up on my feet. Then, realizing that the face at the window was gone, I grabbed the blind handle and yanked it down. I sat down on my bed to try and comprehend what just happened. Somebody was pulling a prank on me. Those assholes. They followed me home and threw a Chucky costume on just to scare me. I knew they were all assholes. The way they stared at me, whispered as I passed by, and their strange comments. I bet it was all that stupid fucking nerd I saw earlier that day.
He was just trying to help you,
Probably some
bro.
kind of pawn in one big prank. That's why they hired me so quickly. But why? Why me? What did I do? I decided first thing in the morning I would go back to the police and give John, the manager, a piece of my mind, and tell him I would sue if they continued to harass me. That night, I had trouble falling asleep after that. It was probably hours before I had actually managed to fall back asleep, only to wake up early the next morning. I took a quick shower, skipped breakfast, and stormed out the front door, walking back to the Chuck E. Cheese's. When I arrived there were 3 cop cars parked outside, along with crime scene tape covering the entrance to the place. What the hell is going on here? I thought. I asked the police officer what happened, and he told me that one of the animatronic characters had been stolen from the place the previous night.
Now that's gotta be pretty hard to do, honestly.
How? I thought to myself. It sure didn't seem like a crime scene to me. It just seemed flat out ridiculous. This whole situation, ever since I started at this job, something has been going on. Something's not right with this place. But I did not want to get to the
But also, so that would mean the thing at his window isn't just like the weird, the like normal looking Chuck E. Cheese mascot costume. It would have had to have been the animatronic, which looks completely different. So it couldn't have been someone in a costume, because that looks like it would be way more complicated to deal with. If you could even wear those suits that, or like costumes that the animatronics have over them, which I'm honest to God doubting that you can't. Or I am 100% certain that you can't use it as a costume. So yeah, there's just no way. So he didn't find that suspicious at all, that it was just a giant ass weird looking animatronic staring in at him, and not like just some dude in a costume. I don't know. He sounds like he has about as much knowledge as an average teenager, huh?
to the bottom of it. I just wanted to get away from it. I walked back home and looked up this particular Chuck E. Cheese on Google. Conveniently, there was a phone number for the manager, only it didn't say John. It was some man named George Mayhew.
Huh.
I thought that was strange, but I called the number anyway. Voicemail. I left a message stating what was on my mind and hung up. I hoped that would end that. Then I realized, fuck, I still have to get paid. I put myself in a really awkward position now, since I still had to go back to collect my payment. Ugh, whatever, I'll do it tomorrow, I told myself. Besides all of that, the rest of the day went slow and normal. It wasn't until night that I found out that my dad was working the night shifts. My mom was already staying the night with my
See,
grandma.
now that Chucky right there does not look happy at all. How do you expect him to attract audiences? How did he attract audiences? That's weird.
Who was feeling ill, which meant I had the house to myself. I could
Plus,
have had a few friends.
this Chucky looks like he is like on something. Like his half-closed eye right here, with his like open eye right here, the frown, and the ears all scruffed up. He looks rough in general, man. Like, bruh, what happened? What did you do?
Friends over and stuff, but I wasn't in any mood for that. I needed time to myself to reflect on what was up with that Chuck E. Cheese. Who the hell steals animatronics? I mean, I guess they're worth something, but to go through that effort, why not?
They're
have a
worth
free
enough to
store or
bankrupt the
something?
company.
Whatever, not my problem anymore. That night, I was ready to call the police if the pranksters returned. I kept my cell phone on overnight next to my bed, ready to dial 911. I stayed up late watching TV, dreading having to fall asleep. I watched TV until about 2 in the morning, before finally trying to fall asleep. But I couldn't. My mind was racing. I rolled around in my bed for a good hour, not even remotely tired. My brain was waiting for the laughing from outside, or some kind of knock on the window. So much to the point that I started to become paranoid. I started to imagine sounds like some kind of squeaking noise.
Bruh.
I started to imagine seeing things. I thought I could see the silhouette of a figure in the opposite corner of my room. I told myself to stop being paranoid and to just go to sleep. Somehow, I did calm myself down a bit, almost enough to finally fall asleep. I was finally relaxed until...
Oh god.
What the fuck? Who the hell?
That's how I feel every time somebody calls me. What the fuck? But, funny thing, my ringtone is actually set to the Metal Gear Solid codec ringing sound. Like, let me try to find it real quick. There it is. So yeah, when you call me, you just hear, or when I, oh shit. When I get a phone call, this is what you hear. That's all you hear. And I think that's so funny and cool. Because, like, when I hear it, I just hope that one day, like, somebody will say, like, Snake! Snake! Solid Snake! I don't know, I just think that's funny. And unique.
Was calling this late at nights. I checked the caller ID. It said unknown number. To hell, like I was going to answer that. I put my cell phone back on my desk and rolled back onto my side. I was so close to falling asleep, and now I was wide awake again.
Yeah, I've been
I
there.
knew I didn't answer the phone because I was partially afraid to. It was probably about a minute or two later when I heard the voicemail tone go off on my phone. The caller had left a message.
A voicemail tone?
I truthfully...
What kind of phone did he have? Like, this video came out in like 2014, 15, maybe even 16. Like, a voicemail message beeping? That's crazy.
I did not want to listen to it. I told myself to listen to it first thing in the morning. But then, a sickening thought came up that the call was to inform of bad news of my ill grandmother. I snatched the phone, flipped it open, and pressed the button to listen to the voicemail. I heard an oh-so-familiar voice. It was John, the manager from Chuck E. Cheese. I'm sorry. Truly, this is nothing personal. You have to understand. We needed you. We needed someone. He's getting hungry. He needs to eat, or else.
Huh?
Listen to me when I tell you your sacrifice will not be forgotten. Understand that we only do this to save humanity. We can't kill it. Our attempts only anger it. If we don't feed it, oh God.
What I'm just now realizing, this might be a play on a different Chuck E. Cheese story from the YouTuber Mr. Creepypasta. Because his whole thing is like, his story was all about how these guys were like trying to make a real life like mutant rat to be the Chuck E. Cheese mascot, but it ended up like ending horribly, and the creature just like, and the lab they were making it in was in one of the locations. First, there is so much wrong with that story that could be a whole different video on its own. But like, is that what this is implying? It's the same idea, but only the animatronic is like still looks like a real life animatronic, just like acts weird, and apparently eats people. So.
We never planned on it escaping.
But why was it squeaking? That's what I don't get. If its mouth is moving and it's squeaking. Oh, wait a minute. Well, I mean, mice and rats do tend to make a squeaking sound as if they're talking. I'm not going to dig too deep into it. This is a weird-ass story.
We needed it to consume only in the room backstage. Oh God, I'm so sorry.
What the fuck was that? What?
Exactly what I would be asking. Like, what?
I have to call the police. I jumped out of my bed and turned out my lamp, anxious to call the police. I dialed 911 and raised that phone to my ear. It's only then that I see it. It was the creature. The rat. It was
The rat.
standing in the corner of my room.
Actually, let me check real quick. I can't remember if he's a mouse or not. Oh shit. Is Chuck E. Cheese a mouse or rat? He was originally a rat but was changed to a mouse in 1997 or 1993 to create a friendlier, more family-oriented image. The character's initial concept was a rat, which was then rebranded to a mouse to appeal to a wider audience and move away from negative associations with rats. Yeah, probably a good thing.
Smiling at me. I hear the 911 operator on the other end, but the phone was already on the ground by that time. I felt my stomach churning inside, my hand still to my ear as if I were still holding my phone. I couldn't move. The creature opened its mouth wider than any creature could. It started to slowly move toward me. I was trapped. The only way out was through the window.
So, in this scenario, when you're trapped in a room with a... In this scenario, where you're trapped in a room with a giant man-eating mouse, it's very simple, guys. I can very easily get through this. First off, I would grab that rat by the throat and then just choke slam it right on its head. I love that guy's videos where it's like, okay guys, this situation is so easy to get past. I take the bear, I suplex it over my head, and we get into a wrestling match. And then I like throw the bear into the air and falcon kick it off a mountain. I don't know why I find those videos so entertaining.
I pulled up the blind and then pulled up my window. I looked behind me. The creature was just a few feet away from me at that point. I jumped out of the window as far away as possible. A few hours later, I walked back to my house, remembering I had dialed 911, so I expected some cops to be there. I was right. My dad's car was in the driveway, too. I explained to them that a man wearing a Chuck E. Cheese costume with a knife broke into the house. And he
With
trapped
the
me in
knife?
room, so I had to jump out of my window.
Did he say it had a knife? Hold on.
Behind me, the creature was just a few feet away and then pulled up my window. I looked behind me. The creature was just a few feet away from me at that point. I jumped out of my window.
I don't think it did.
I was in the driveway too. The knife broke into the house, and he trapped me in my room. So I had to jump out of my window. I explained to them that I had just started working at the Chuck E. Cheese nearby, and that everything was weird from the start there. They assured me that the place would be investigated, and after a few questions, they were on their way. They did send another patrol car to watch the house for the night. The next day, police were
Do cops actually do that?
and made a gruesome
Or if you have like a breaking and entering, they just leave a car up front for a while?
were the dead corpses of 5 teenagers.
Wait, what?
Room near the back of the investigating building and made a gruesome discovery. In the hidden room near the back of the place were the dead corpses of 5 teenagers. All were barely identified as the teenagers reported missing in the news.
Well, Jesus, that's probably the darkest part of the whole fucking story. It's like, yeah, giant killer rat, 5 dead kids. You know, it sounds a lot like... I mean, when you say it like that, like, it's pretty much the plot of FNAF, but... Bruh.
The place was shut down, but nothing was ever heard from John the manager, or whatever his real name is. After that, the creature never returned to my house. I knew something was off with that place from the start. Of course, I had to improvise a bit with my story. I couldn't tell the police that a giant mouse was trying to eat me. But what kills me the most is knowing that the creature is still out there somewhere. And every so often, I wake up in the night and just barely, I think I can make out the sound of high-pitched laughter coming from the woods.
Huh.
Well, I've never told this story to anyone before. Now you know the first to go on in Chuck E. Cheese's. And if you're lucky enough to ever find yourself stuck in one in the future, just remember, that animatronic mouse you see on the stage may be more than meets the eye.
That's an even weirder design. What the hell? You know what? We're going to take a detour real quick. We still got about, what is it? 10 minutes? 10 minutes or so. I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer. But then I'm starting to get hungry. But one quick thing. Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, shit. Animatronics. Just to, like... how they work. Interesting. Let's go with this. I don't like that. Oi, oi, get away from me. The hell? Well, hi. Come on, bruh. Okay. So it's mostly like latex and wood. Bro, what? But see, what I always wonder is how do they link up the like singing with the actual song? I mean, it's got to be timing or something, but like, how do all the mechanisms know what to do when the music starts? That's interesting. I might look more into this later. But yeah, mostly just looks like plastic, so I might be wrong. That's crazy. That's actually insane. Is there any other ones in here? Or is it just... Oh shit. I just find it crazy. There's no commentary in it whatsoever.
I'm gonna take his mask off.
Oh god.
Hi, I'm Becky from KiwiCo, and I'm so excited for today's video. So if you've ever been to like a theme park or attraction where you've seen robots putting on shows or doing really lifelike activities, those are called animatronics. And I've been a huge fan of animatronics for a while. So today I'm going to actually try to build my own little one. But to learn more about how they work and what's actually going on inside of there, we're going to travel all the way back to my hometown of Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay. I don't want to just steal her video, unlike what I've been doing. So
Move up and down.
I think that's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, hopefully it'll, and then another for the eyebrows or eyelids to move up and down.
I think that's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, hopefully it'll actually be pretty similar to the animatronics you showed us.
Yeah.
All right.
that poor dog. Go back and look at him. He looks like he's also seen some stuff. What? Bruh. But now, show us the inside.
By compressed air throughout.
Full Rockfire explosion. This is the greatest animatronic in the world.
I want to see inside these. This looks so cool.
Absolutely. So I'll take you back to the workshop.
So this is what they look like without the fur on?
Yeah, so this is actually on that stage that you see, this is the inside of the gorilla.
Okay.
And the way the animatronics work is actually fairly simple. So all of the movements are powered by air cylinders. And the way an air cylinder works is it's a piston and it's operated by air. So when air comes in through this port, the piston extends.
Oh, so it like pushes it out?
Yes,
Okay.
and then when air comes in through this port, the cylinder
Now
retracts.
it's just push it the other way.
And that's how every single movement on the character works. So for example, with the eyes, if there was an air cylinder in here right now, the rod would extend and move the eyes, and then it
Oh,
Huh.
that's so cool.
that's how all the movements work. You can see the head tilt, all those cylinders that just
Yeah,
extend
yeah.
and retract, and the mouth.
So you put all those movements together, and that's how you get the like.
Absolutely.
Oh,
See, and that's what's so cool about it. It's just like, even for like a franchise like Chuck E. Cheese, where they can't go as powerful as like something like Disney or the Jim Henson Studio, they still use great techniques and engineering to bring these characters to life. And now I say that, but the last time I went to a Chuck E. Cheese, it kind of didn't quite go like that. because the animatronics didn't work when I last went there. Like, they literally just stood there. Didn't do anything. So. And that's just the way of it, I guess. But, alright. Oh, hi. She's come to say goodbye. Chuck E. Cheese in Silver Spring, Maryland, the final performance. Really? So there's legit, like, no animatronics anywhere? Well, that sucks. What happened to his mustache?
Oh, Jasper, it's hopeless. Chuck needs this new song today, and we've got nothing.
Nothing like a walk.
Wait.
Nothing like a walk.
Huh. What are you? Oh. Yeah, Pasquale's barely hanging on over there. His poor mustache. Why does he have his eyes closed? Okay, I'm gonna stop playing this so I don't get copyright striked. But, Springtrap goes to an arcade. But anyway, yeah, that'll be it for today's stream. I believe I'll start a stream tomorrow as well, depending on what I have going on. But I did make it a point in my last video to try and upload do streaming like about twice a week at the in between times of the week, you know. Saturdays and Sundays at about 6, in between like 6 and 8. Preferably around 6, but depending on that day, it might be a later stream or none at all. It would all just have to depend on what's going on. So, with that being said, I think I'm gonna close out for the night, go eat some dinner, hang out with my cat, and and see you guys the next time. Later.